Are you struggling with intrusive thoughts, depressed and don't know how to fix it, anxious and running out of resources in your personal self-help bucket? Well, this is how to perform a do-it-yourself frontal lobotomy. Listen, there are a few special privileges that I get as a YouTuber with under 4,000 watch hours, which means that my channel is not monetizable yet. Please subscribe down below so we can be, but that means that I don't have to worry about getting any kind of strikes. So we can react to crazy things like this. This started as a conversation over on Discord, just as a little joke. And then I was like, has anyone made a do-it-yourself lobotomy walkthrough video? And lo and behold, the internet never disappoints. Today we are reacting to a do-it-yourself frontal lobotomy. I haven't seen this. I don't know what's in store. We're going to walk through this train wreck together and I will teach you what a lobotomy is and why we no longer perform it in modern medicine. Here we go.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, elephants and zebras, gypsies and fairies. So, I made a video
I'm already uncomfortable.
Some time ago on the home lobotomy kit, but I did not show the kit. So
this is his second video on the topic?
I'm going to show you the kit, and I'm going to try and
Lucky Shih Tzu,
explain how it's used. This
I'm so scared.
The basic home lobotomy kit. You see it has a strap, so you can.
Why does that look like it's off a military vest? What?
Open it up.
Okay.
And
I love the camouflage outfit we got going on here too. Like, it just fits the aesthetic, you know? Jesus. Oh my God.
That's basically it right there.
All right, so let me talk real quick about what this is. So if you don't know, there used to be a very old procedure called a frontal lobotomy. It was back in the days when they had insane asylums and they just throw somebody with mental health struggles into the slammer. They would do terrible things, torturous, horrific, you know, things that were just not kind. You wouldn't even do to an animal. And so one of these procedures that was actually effective at kind of getting people to stop their aggressive or problematic behaviors was a frontal lobotomy. Basically what you do is you take an ice pick, and right here behind, you know, your eyeballs is a very thin part of your skull. You insert the ice pick, like jam it in right there, and you scramble up your prefrontal cortex. What that does is it turns the person into a zombie. This is where all of your decision making happens. This is what we distinguish ourselves from the animals with. This is conscious thought and reasoning. So if you go in and you scramble this up, like kind of like gosh, egg yolks on a scrambled egg Sunday brunch at your local church gathering, you know, you kind of turn them into a zombie. And so they still have their basic functions of like heart beating, lungs breathing, digestion going, but they change. And so there's some really scary images, and maybe we can even like take a look at some of them here. Oh my gosh. I found a demonstration already. So this is how they would do it. This is your prefrontal cortex here, and they would insert this ice pick and scramble it up. Wild stuff. Here are actually some pictures, and you can see just how the eyes become a little bit creepy. The facial expressions become a little bit creepy because these people are no longer making really conscious decisions. They're just living autonomously without thinking, without really engaging in what's going on. And so here's some pictures. This is reference dailymail.co.uk. You can just see how the people changed. This woman was described as the meanest woman when she was pictured left in March 1942 before the lobotomy. In the second picture, 2 weeks later, she is described as giggling a lot but has lost much of her hair. Weird things would happen. I mean, you're going in and cutting out part of the brain. In this image, the female patient is seen smiling left 6 months after the lobotomy operation, but 5 years later, right, now discredited procedure has taken its toll. It was very strange and unsettling stuff. Before and after shot of a 27-year-old patient, catatonic schizophrenic, before and after the procedure. Here's another one, another woman aged 40 who is said to have suffering from catatonic schizophrenia as well, smiling a year later in one of Freeman's advertising pictures before undergoing a lobotomy. And they would even put on shows with this too. I mean, look at this. It was kind of creepy, man. They would put on shows. They would let people come around and watch the lobotomy take place. It was man, if you look into the history of mental health, like I'm so glad to be on this side of it because we have come a long way in treating people with dignity and respect. That is just unheard of. Like, look, that's not the same person, man. So I don't know. You can take a look at some of these. They're just really kind of unsettling. But let's get back to this video. Ooh, right here.
There, that's the home lobotomy kit. You noticed I was taking something out of it, and that's the little flashlight. Let's see if it still works. If
So
you
has this
open
guy?
your mouth and stick out your tongue, and oh gosh, your throat looks awful.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we're
how bad
gonna
is it,
have
Doc?
to do something about that.
Okay,
So
thanks.
anyway,
Oh my God,
the
what's
home
going on?
lobotomy kit. Now I've used this quite successfully on other people, and I have used it on myself as well. About
What?
5-8 years ago, I gave myself a lobotomy. I mean, I did it. You know, I didn't have to go to a physician to do it.
Oh my
At
God.
one time you did, but you no longer have to have
Guys, don't do this.
assistance of
There's a
medical
lot of resources
professional.
out there.
You can
Don't
now
hurt
give
yourself.
yourself
This is a huge warning
a
PSA.
lobotomy. Now, you need
You lose yourself.
pisidium sodium glucate as your numbing agent to kill the pain.
Okay.
It's expensive. It's about $300 a vial. So, you know, you need at least
And even
3
lobotomies
vials.
are expensive these days. Jeez.
5 would be better. The first one, let's say
Wait,
you're gonna
5?
do
Did
it
he say? Did
on
he say
your
we need 5 of them?
5 would be better. You need at least 3 vials. 5 would be better. The first one,
5.
let's
That's
say you're gonna do it
$1,500.
on your right side.
There's a lot of more
You would
effective treatments.
Inject several places over on this side of your face, and then you would inject 2 or 3 places over here.
Chat.
You give that about
Would you
half
let
an
this
hour,
person perform a frontal lobotomy on you?
and then
Like, put it in the
you
comments below.
use a
Oh my
second
God.
vial. Well, actually, it's a third vial because you use 1 vial here, a second vial here. Then you use a third vial, and again you do it right here. And then your 4th vial, you do it right here again. You wait 10 minutes. You only have to wait 5, but I always give it an extra 5 minutes. So
For
you
good
wait
measure. He's the professional
another
here.
10
Yeah, yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
And then you start the procedure. Okay.
Oh God.
Now,
Remember
first you want to take a retractor
this.
and you want to pull this. If you're working on this eye, you want to kind of pull some of your tissue away from the eye. Now,
I'm so uncomfortable.
I prefer this particular instrument to use as my retractor. There are other retractors you can use, but you get this.
It's like some Clockwork Orange kind of stuff.
Put it in there and you pull the skin away. So then
Stop. Get help, guys. There's phone numbers for this.
Those aren't scissors.
Talk to somebody.
Anyway,
Look at this house too. It's just there's
scissors,
a lot of things
that's a bandage
indicating
scissors.
this is a person who needs help.
Which instrument to switch before you do this, folks.
Okay, yes, sir. You got it, Captain Bob. Captain Lucky Shih Tzu.
That's a clamp. I don't want a clamp.
No, you don't.
Anyway,
you don't want the clamp. That's the number one mistake people make.
You don't have to use the scissors, but it's a little easier if you use the scissors, and you just cut some of the tissue away right there.
You cutting your eyeballs open?
And then you use what some people think is a scalpel handle. It's really not designed as a scalpel handle.
Okay.
This is what you use.
For what?
Okay. Some people think this is used to hold a scalpel blade. It's not. This is
Common mistake
placed
when performing lobotomy.
in
Yes.
the eye.
What are you doing?
Placed in the eye. You have to go kind of deep.
He did this on
And
himself?
there are things that will you can hold on this to make it longer. That this will hold.
This doesn't look sanitary either. Nothing's clean.
And you're gonna have to kind of tap on it. It comes with a little.
They used to
hammer.
use
You tap
hammers.
on it, and
Yeah.
then you just kind of scramble it.
Put the ice pick in, and then they
You
use
don't
a
wanna do
hammer to
too
tap
much,
it
but
because
you
you have to
don't wanna
break
do
through
too
the
little.
skull.
And
That's how this works.
then
This is insane.
You want to make sure all of these things are sterilized. Now, my preferred method
Yes.
of sterilization is first to wash everything in hot soapy water, then to let it drain and dry, And once that's done, I take
Boil
a
it, right?
container of rubbing alcohol and I put everything in the rubbing alcohol and let it sit there for an hour,
Uh,
sometimes an hour and a half. Then I have a
good
second
measure.
container of rubbing alcohol that I put things in and swish them around,
It was
open
really
them and close
sterilizing
them
it,
and
that's for
stuff.
sure.
Make sure the alcohol gets everywhere. And then you let them dry, and then you're good to go. And after you're finished with giving yourself a lobotomy, you
That's it.
want to sterilize your instruments again
We
before.
didn't talk about the procedure at all. You just you put it in, and then you just poke it. Usually you kind of scramble it up because the idea is you want to separate, right? The idea is you want to separate the connection between your prefrontal cortex, these two lobes up here, and the rest of your brain. So, it's supposed to keep most of the like other centers intact, but you can't make the same type of executive decisions. So they would use this with very violent patients, with very, like the most severe cases, because it would kind of turn you into a zombie. You would just operate on your own, but you wouldn't have any of those problematic, like you just kind of became blech. You became a blob in some ways. So, oh my God, I'm so
Putting
uncomfortable.
them away. So I have shown you the basic.
Thank you, Lucky Shih
Everything
Tzu.
just
What's this
fell.
guy's name?
I have shown you the basic kit and
No,
procedure for
there's an
home
Amazon link.
lobotomy. Um,
You're kidding me here. Voodoo Tactical Men's Empty Surgical Pouch Olive Drab. So it's just a surgical. Wait, does it have stuff in it? Only 2 left in stock. Hurry and get yours now. What's inside? Oh, so it does. It has all the things inside of it. What is, oh my God. Okay. All right.
you do not have to have a medical professional do this any longer.
That's very
You can
false.
now do it yourself.
No, don't do this.
It's
They have discontinued
so
this.
if
There's
you
many
think
great
you
options.
have problems or a reason that you need a lobotomy, you can give yourself a lobotomy.
No,
So thank you very much for watching. And by the way,
be
I am not
careful.
a doctor. I am not a nurse. I just enjoy giving people lobotomies, and I don't charge money for it. So if you're interested,
Outreach to the
I would suggest
community.
you give yourself a lobotomy.
What? What? It's just a service to his good. Could you imagine? It's like the church potluck, right? He's like, hey, free lobotomies in the corner if anyone wants one. What kind of weird and wild thing is this? Listen, I don't know what to say. There is a lot of great mental health care out there. There's some wonderful new procedures. Psychedelics are on the rise. Marijuana is on the rise. There's great TMS, transmagnetic stimulation, that's on the rise. Like there's a lot of great things. Ketamine, I've seen some fantastic results with that. There's a lot of great things. We don't use lobotomies anymore for very, very good reason. If you need help, please reach out to someone. There's great phone numbers to be there. If you have thoughts or comments, please leave it down in the comments below. I'm flabbergasted. I don't even know what to say. I'll see you guys in the next video. Send me your dreams at lionmentalhealth.com. I'll interpret them. Bye.